We meet again, stranger. Hi, my name is Emmy. I am posting here on YouTube all about astrology, whether videos where you can learn more about it, all the way to guided meditations for each new moon and full moon, as well as these horoscope videos. On October 21st, we have a new moon in Libra. So in this video, we're going to talk about the general energy, so you know what you can expect. And then we'll dive into each of the rising signs so you can get a little bit more detailed on the themes that will be coming up for you. And remember, I am giving away a free reading when we reach 2,000 subscribers. And all you have to do is click subscribe. So, the October 21st new moon in Libra is all about feeling inspired to bring more beauty, more harmony, and more peacefulness into our own lives. You might not feel around this new moon like you're ready to take any steps to do so just yet. It might not feel super clear as to what the exact change will be or how you're going to implement it, but there is this feeling of rejuvenation, of doing things differently, a feeling of no longer acting super fast, quickly responding to things, no longer fighting or being in some sort of arguments, no longer thinking that you are needing to look out for yourself because nobody else is looking out for you. Instead, it's this feeling of a new era that you're entering that feels like peace, that feels like you are looked after and you are also looking after others, that you exist in relationship with others, and that fact is beautiful. And around this new moon, you might feel much more inspired to compromise, to meet others halfway. So definitely a really beautiful Venusian Libran energy. And the other really interesting thing about this new moon is there aren't really any very harsh aspects going on between the planets. Also, Jupiter, Venus, and Mars are all in signs where they feel comfortable. Venus is in Libra, Mars is in Scorpio, Jupiter is in Cancer. So this further emphasizes this feeling of, it feels like everything is in order. Everything is under control. Everything is functioning as it should. One aspect that I will mention is Mars conjunct Mercury. I usually don't talk about Mercury in any of my horoscopes just because it moves quite fast. And therefore, its effects are usually not very felt by others, not very noticeable. And if they are, they're more on minute daily things. But because there are no aspects to talk about in this new moon, or at least no major aspects, I want to bring this one up. With Mars conjunct Mercury, there is a need to be aware of the words that we speak and making sure we don't speak too fast and tend to harm our relationships with that. So especially because we have a new moon in Libra, it's a new beginning of compromising. So definitely do think before you speak. So now that we have the general horoscope out of the way, let's dive into each of the rising signs. And of course, you're also welcome to watch this for your sun sign. You might find that also resonates quite well. Aries, this is a beautiful new moon because it's happening in your 7th house. So you're starting some type of a new chapter in your relationships where you feel much more inspired to be a partner that brings beauty, peace, and harmony to the relationship. Or maybe you feel inspired to find a partner that brings those qualities to you. Taurus, this new moon is all about your daily routine, and it's all about adding the practices that make that daily routine more peaceful, more beautiful, more harmonious. We're not talking about ice baths or waking up at 5 a.m. This new moon in Libra is all about taking it slow, adding a scented candle, adding some really nice music. So really do consider around this new moon, what are the ways that you can bring these Venusian qualities into your day-to-day routine? Gemini, this new moon, you're feeling inspired in all of the fun areas of your life, such as your dating life and your hobbies. This could mean that you have a desire to connect to somebody, to go on a date with somebody, doing a much more like Venusian type of activity. You know, maybe you're going to the ballet or to an art museum, or you're having some type of philosophical, soft conversation over candlelight with each other. And if you're not dating, you might find that this manifests in the things that you do for fun, your hobbies. You might find yourself being a lot more attracted to hobbies that are a bit slower, hobbies that maybe focus in on some of those senses, hobbies that bring a little bit more harmony into your life. Cancer, this new moon is all about your family and home. Let's start with your home. You might feel inspired during this new moon to beautify it a little bit, maybe do a little revamp, buy some new pillows, maybe a new carpet, freshen up the decor. Or this could also manifest in your familial relationships, and you might feel a lot more inspired to bring a piece of calmness and serenity to that area of your life. Leo, this new moon, you might feel inspired to improve your communication so that the words that you speak bring more peace and harmony to others, maybe even bring some beauty to their life. Maybe you feel inspired to write some poetry, Leo. And of course, this new moon might also represent you searching out some beautiful, serene places in your local surroundings. There's no need to go to that beautiful, majestic hike 5,000 kilometers away when there's one just around the corner from you. And then, of course, we cannot forget that you might have something happening with your neighbors or with your siblings around this new moon that make you feel inspired to improve that relationship, to make it a little bit more harmonious. Virgo, I feel like this is a beautiful new moon for you because it's happening in your house of finances and self-esteem. Let's start with the self-esteem. You might feel inspired to be more loving towards yourself, inspired to improve your relationship with yourself so that it's more harmonious. Or you might find this manifesting with your finances in the sense that you feel inspired to stop overcomplicating things and instead to make it a little bit more simple, or maybe even to compromise in some way with your finances. Libra, this could potentially be quite a big new moon for you, especially if you have your rising sign or your sun sign at those final degrees of Libra. This means a new beginning for the whole part of you, for the way you show up, the way you carry yourself. And you might feel inspired to become a more harmonious person, a person that brings peace with everything you touch, your work, your relationships, your family, your friendships. And in general, you might also feel like beautifying your appearance, getting a haircut, improving your style, and, maybe even looking after the way you groom yourself or looking after your body with some sort of cosmetic procedure. Scorpio, this new moon in Libra promises a great new beginning for your mental health. You might feel inspired to calm down your mind, to finally bring some peacefulness to your busy mind, and in turn to allow that to influence and touch all other parts of your life, to allow that to maybe even turn into you becoming a better person, a person that makes the lives of others more peaceful and more beautiful. Sagittarius, I love this new moon on October 21st for you because it's all about your future, baby. You are probably feeling inspired, having visions of a type of future that is not about hustling, or a type of future that is not about, becoming the girl boss or the boy boss. I don't know if that's a term, but a future that includes the arts, that includes peaceful activities that bring you calm and harmony into your life. And you might also find yourself focusing on adjusting your network, your friendships, and you might feel inspired to form new friendships with people that are more aligned to this future vision. It might be difficult to remain friends with people that are into hustling when you have a different idea for your future for yourself. Capricorn, this new moon is all about your career, and you might feel like you want to bring some more harmony, some more peacefulness to it. You might also find yourself during this new moon a lot more focused on those relationships in your career, at your workplace. And you might find yourself making some compromises in some way. Don't underestimate during this new moon how literally beautifying your workspace could already create such a great mood towards that direction, or maybe just even dressing, wearing the things to work in that role that help bring that Venusian serenity to you. Aquarius, this new moon might inspire you to do some travel, and not necessarily super adventurous travel where you're bungee jumping or skydiving, but rather travel that brings some peacefulness into your life, some serenity into your life. You might also find yourself oriented towards following certain studies that bring that sense of quality to your life as well. Maybe something philosophical that gets you into that mood. Or you might also find yourself reflecting on your values and on your beliefs and feeling a lot more inspired to include relationship-focused values into your life. Values such as compromise and almost like valuing that higher than you used to. Pisces, this has the potential to be a really healing new moon for you. It's happening in your house of self-sabotaging beliefs. So especially if there is a part of you that you feel like you have found difficult to accept, maybe it's the part of you that's messy, the part of you that self-sabotages, the part of you that says you will do something but doesn't follow through with your word. This new moon will inspire you to learn to love those parts of yourself. It will inspire you towards this possibility that you can really love and integrate this whole self of you, even though it might not be perfect. You might feel inspired to eventually learn to love, or at least learn to live peacefully and to accept the parts of you that are maybe less desirable. Those are all of the 12 horoscopes for this new moon on October 21st. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you step into this Venusian qualities in whichever way that is for you. Taking things slow, literally beautifying your environment, going to an art gallery or to a music concert. And I really hope you enjoy it. You enjoy this energy, especially after we had that crazy eclipse season. Remember that my books are open. There's a link down below. If you'd like extra support, you can book a one-on-one reading. And if booking a reading is out of the question for you right now financially, remember that I'm giving away a reading, and all you have to do is hit subscribe to enter the giveaway. Thanks for joining me. Happy new moon, and I hope to see you again soon.